Hi, I'm Leslie Palma from Priests for Life, here with a Pro-Life news break. The ramifications of pro-abortion amendments are starting to be felt in some of the 7 states where they were approved by voters last month. Abortion profiteers in Missouri are champing at the bit, hoping to crank up their killing machines as early as today, after a judge heard arguments Wednesday in a lawsuit brought by Planned Parenthood that seeks to overturn a state law protecting most babies from abortion. The judge did not immediately rule on Planned Parenthood's request to temporarily block the law, but that could come at any moment. If it does, the nation's largest abortion seller will immediately begin performing abortions in St. Louis, Kansas City, and Columbia. In Arizona, Planned Parenthood was among a group of abortionists and pro-abortion organizations that filed a lawsuit on Tuesday seeking to overturn a state law that protects babies from abortion at 15 weeks. Pro-abortion Attorney General Chris Mays has said she will not enforce the 15-week law while the lawsuit moves through Maricopa County Superior Court. Abortion will remain available through viability or longer, depending on circumstances. Pro-abortion amendments also will be added to the constitutions of Colorado, Montana, New York, and Maryland. An amendment passed in Nevada will be put before voters for a second time in 2026. Voters in Nebraska repelled an attempt to legalize abortion throughout pregnancy, instead enshrining the current 12-week limit into the Constitution, and voters in South Dakota and Florida defeated pro-abortion amendments in last month's election. The impact of Ohio's pro-abortion amendment, passed in 2023, continues to be felt. A judge in Hamilton County in October ruled that the amendment's passage rendered the state's heartbeat law unconstitutional. Last week, State Attorney General David Yost filed a notice of appeal with the court, saying the amendment does not address other state laws, like a 24-hour waiting period and parental notification. No movement on that appeal yet. Some good news this week from Idaho, where portions of an abortion trafficking law were upheld by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Idaho, which protects most babies from abortion, passed a law last year that made it a crime to recruit, harbor, or transport a minor out of state for abortion without the consent of her parent or guardian. The Ninth Circuit upheld the part of the law that makes it a crime to take a minor girl out of state, but ruled that abortion advocates can speak to minors about abortion. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson told Fox News on Thursday that he wants to defund Planned Parenthood as part of a playbook he said Republicans will unleash and enroll in January. With the final House race called this week, Republicans have control of 220 seats and Democrats hold 215. At least 3 Republicans will likely leave Congress to serve in the Trump administration, leaving the slimmest of majorities until special elections can be held. Johnson said he will begin immediately to start building consensus toward defunding both Planned Parenthood and the left-leaning public broadcasting system. In a related matter, a coalition of 100 pro-life federal lawmakers led by Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn and U.S. Representative Chris Smith have written a letter to the General Accounting Office to learn more about taxpayer dollars being funneled to organizations that provide abortion. Proper oversight of public funds and programs is crucial, the letter read in part. The information sought in this inquiry is instrumental for policymakers and the public alike. Pro-life lawmakers also hold a slim majority in the Senate. A Texas Democrat who won re-election in November this week blasted his party for being out of touch with voters in his majority Catholic South Texas district. Representative Vicente Gonzalez said the party's fixation on abortion was, quote, lazy, and urged local Democrats to soften their over-the-top support of transgender rights, even if that means standing up to the national party. Gonzalez won re-election by less than 3 percentage points, but President Trump beat Kamala Harris in every county in his district. Meanwhile, in abortion-friendly, no-limits California, Governor Gavin Newsom has guaranteed ironclad abortion access to women and pregnant visitors to the state. One bill introduced this week would financially penalize cities and counties that block abortion businesses from opening, and another would ensure that deadly abortion pills continue to be available even if President Trump attempts to disrupt distribution of mifepristone. There are virtually no limits on abortion in California, and it remains one of just a few municipalities that refuse to report to the Centers for Disease Control on the number of abortions performed annually. That's why the good news contained in a CDC report from last week was not quite a victory for life. The report found the number of abortions in the U.S. fell slightly in 2022, the year Roe v. Wade was overturned. But 4 states do not report their abortion data, with abortion-friendly New Jersey, Maryland, and New Hampshire joining California in keeping mum about the new number of innocent preborn killed within their borders. I hope you have a safe and blessed weekend, and that you will always remember life is the only truth.